I got to talk. I got to tell what I feel. I got to talk about my life as I see it. Biggie.
Ooh, okay. I'm not on mute. The music's going. The stream is going.
I thought we had agreed in the last episode that we had a new theme song.
I thought so too.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Listen,
I'm okay. I'm cool. I'm not gonna complain. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna complain.
Unlike others.
Was the new one? Was it really supposed to be that Jello? You know the name of the song is called Tweaker.
I didn't even know that. So that answers your question. Maybe we never did agree.
My bad. I got you. You know what? I'm gonna see what I got on the out. Everybody. But while this is going, I'll do the intro with the music. Then I guess I gotta pause it or whatever. I don't know how it works. I'll figure it out. Anyways, it's us three. We're here. Minus Paul. Shout out to Paul. He couldn't make it tonight. He's actually recording. He's recording. Yeah, for real. Please bring back Paul. Like I don't like doing all of this. I'm not used to. I'm more of a just kind of a like on camera behind the mic kind of guy. Not necessarily.
He's the talent, y'all. He's the talent.
You know, I'm more of the talent kind of
talent. Just give him the mic. So he can sway the sway.
Now I got to pay attention to all this, and I just feel like I'm, starting all over again. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, Paul's recording his own podcast.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I can't wait for that one to come out. He's got his own sports thing going on, Balls in Your Court podcast. Everybody check it out if you're into sports. I'm on there every now and then when I get a chance. But yeah, let's get the show on the road. Let me get this intro going on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, allow me to introduce you to your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast. This is Get It How You Live with a U. And I don't know if you've noticed the last couple episodes, we've been on YouTube. We are
not feeling it.
Hey, you're crazy. A lot of people. Hey,
he's dragged us kicking and screaming.
You are in the negative on that, my friend. You're in the minority on that because I've been getting some positive reviews. Even you make that face all you want, but I'm being dead serious. I will screenshot them and I will send them to you. But like I was saying, guys, we're back. We're here. A third of your co-host is Saul here. We've got Emily. We've got Ross holding it down. And yeah, I don't know. How's everybody been? It's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks, everybody. By the way, 2 weeks. We're off to a good start. We're off to a good start so far this new year. Okay, 2 weeks in a day. We're good. But yeah, what's been going on, Emily? How's DC? I know you've been stuck up there with some crazy weather for a little bit. I think like maybe now it's starting to.
Yeah, today it got to the 40s and it was very exciting. I had to run up to my car for something real quick, and I was just like in flip-flops and shorts. And I was like, oh, this is actually not that bad. It's been like 10 and feels like 0. So yeah, it's been a vibe up here with Trump coming in, and a lot of my friends are being impacted by all the executive orders, and a lot of them don't know if they get paychecks next week. So yeah, it's definitely been a vibe up here.
Yeah. A vibe indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting. Ross, how's it been, man? How have you been, man? Everything's all right?
I mean, relatively, yeah. Everything's all right. Everything's relatively all right, Family's healthy, no complaints. My son does have this incessant cough that I was telling you all about.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, I mean, My employer is a big government contractor, like a large part of their business is government contracts. So those who are on federal contracts did get the email like, hey, we might have to shift you to like a different project and stuff like that. Yep. But personally, yeah. I mean, we'll get it. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It's nothing too crazy. Like I respect people's sensibilities, but it is what it is. You just gotta make it through.
I have a friend who her entire project is funded through the federal government, and it works in foreign countries, and it's a project that's gender based. And they got an email like day 2 of like, stop all work. So they are all on pause for 90 days while the administration assesses whether that program will remain, which obviously it will not. So.
So they already know that it won't?
There's no way Trump is approving a foreign aid program that's focused on gender.
Yeah.
That's not happening. They basically gave them a 90-day notice that they won't have grant funding, right? So, yeah, it's good times.
Yeah, it's. I'm a little speechless about it all. Kind of. I've been glued to the news the past 8 days. I mean, more than that, but definitely the past week, and it's just like information overload, which. I think it's being done on purpose, obviously, like just kind of being bombarded with like one thing after the other, just try to keep us all, well, me especially, I've been kind of all over the place with it. But yeah, I just don't really know. I know I'm angry.
Like, it's on purpose that it's not specific and creating chaos.
Yeah, exactly. I'm angry about it. I'm still at a place where I'm like, man, just so disappointed in people, in society. Not that I should have ever like held anyone up in like any kind of high regard or anything like that, but I just like the bare minimum. I feel like I think I don't know, like the benefit of the doubt, I was just giving people the benefit of the doubt. I can't even do that anymore. You feel like that's the one thing that you could at least give people is the benefit of the doubt. Just like when push really comes to shove, are we all going to make the right decision? And
this is why you thought Biden was going to win.
100%. 100%. It's just like, man,
and Ross and I were like, nope.
Like people, I get like, man, I'm selfish. I can be super selfish. I whatever. But to the degree to where it, like everything that's been happening, all the executive orders that have been signed. Now, granted, some of them have to get like they're not, they don't all pass, right? Like that's the thing. The one with the a birthright citizenship, it's being challenged.
They've all been issued. They've all been issued, and it's up to organizations or injured people to challenge it in court.
Okay, so all right, give me a little bit of an explanation on how this works. Like because they've been issued and it's just up to them. So if people decide to enforce these,
if everybody just decided, you know what, it's not worth our fight to take that to the Supreme Court and nobody challenge it, it just exists. It just is. So he strikes his pen, even if what he did was illegal. He strikes his pen, and it's up to injured people to bring suit to stop it. Like the ban that just went into effect on federal aid to assistance programs, a judge, plaintiffs brought a suit and a judge just put a temporary hold in until early next week, right? But like, yeah, it's there. People have to challenge it in court. And then if it goes all the way up to the Supreme Court, you have to hope that the Supreme Court doesn't suck. And spoiler, it does. So.
Okay. See,
can I give you one very small happy moment of this past
absolutely.
week?
Please do.
So the executive order that came out telling you to rat on all your colleagues about DEI, right? Like if anybody was involved in DEI they renamed the program to obfuscate that it was a DEI program. There was an email address and you were supposed to rat on your colleagues.
Yeah.
I said to my friends, like,
hold on.
Do I need to back up more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's because I don't think a lot of people I don't think a lot of people are getting any of this news. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
Especially and on purpose. I think this is happening because of Meta.
Is this some DC insider?
No, it's not. It's just.
I mean, it's gonna be.
We're gonna back it up for a second.
It is now.
Okay. So one of the executive orders was to ban all DEI initiatives across the federal government.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody that was already working for the federal government, when Trump was elected, anybody who was already in a DEI program, if they were smart, they knew he was going to come after DEI. So theoretically, you should have reorged and put it under some other, innocuous sounding name that accomplished the same goals, but didn't have DEI tagged to it because they knew Trump was coming for it, right? So DEI initiatives are now all banned across federal agencies. So, but because of that issue, they issued basically an edict saying, here's an email address, rat out your colleagues if anybody has been reassigned or is working on DEI initiatives in DEI by another name, essentially. And they gave the email address and they said, you basically have X amount of days to do it, to rat out your colleagues. And so when they posted the email address, I was like, wouldn't it be great if we just crashed that email address? Do you remember when I'm fuzzy on the details, but do you remember when those Korean girls took down Ticketmaster because they were upset about the Taylor Swift price gouging? Do you remember they crashed Ticketmaster? Okay. Anyway,
Ross, you remember that? Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm fuzzy on the particulars, but something along those lines happened. So I was like,
okay,
wouldn't it be great if everyone just spammed the hell out of that email address and crashed it? Well, lo and behold, that's what happened. The email address has been rendered basically useless because people have signed that address up for all sorts of listservs. So it's just spammed. And Democratic organizations started to see that email address was showing up on their newsletter and listservs. And so, we have effectively crashed that email address and I love it. So that is my little bright, shiny moment of this last week. That's the kind of energy. That's the energy I want.
Oh, that's awesome. That's too funny.
Yeah. I love it. I love it a lot.
Okay. Geez Louise. All right. Where were we going? That's another thing. I'm like, what is happening? So they're literally sending out emails to snitch on your coworkers.
Yep.
Nope. Yep. Man, Bob better stop eating somebody else's lunch. You better stop reheating fish in the break room.
No, that's all fine, but having equality in the workplace, not fine. In fact, actually, microwaving your fish in the microwave is probably anti-DEI. It's probably what Trump wants to happen. We're elevating one person at the sake of everybody else. They're special. They can heat the fish.
Wow.
Anyway.
Oh man! All right.
So I need more mischief for the next 4 years.
Well, let's. Without switching gears, since we're kind of jumping right into it, the DEI thing was kind of one of the main topics, right? I kind of want to discuss. We kind of wanted to discuss. And again, for the sake of anyone who doesn't really listen to us, they don't know what DEI is, right? Let's kind of what is Ross, can I ask you what DEI is? Is that okay?
Actually, Saul, we should be asking you.
Hey, hold on.
We should be asking you.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? So yes, diversity, equity, and inclusion I think it's very misleading in terms of a name. I know that the idea is to, you know what? I'm such a cynic. No. Yes, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And it's just
I'll take the cynical version, by the way, as well. After this too.
On the face of it, the purpose is to, I'm guessing, increase access to certain opportunities for employees. I don't know exactly. And the reason why I say I don't know is because I've been part of organizations that had DEI initiatives, but then it was like, this is how important it was to them. It's like one person is the DEI rep, and then that one person is in charge of doing all of these things, right? And so if you were really serious about it, you would have had more resources allotted to that, because now, when we say now, like a lot of people are like, oh, I can't believe Trump is doing this. Listen, these companies have been stopping their DEI initiatives for the last 2 years. I think we had that conversation the last episode, right? So that's no one should be shocked that it's happening, right? And so, but to go back to what you were asking, diversity, equity, inclusion. So the idea that we want to make sure that we have a diverse workforce, right, or a diverse organization, whoever it is that's having that initiative, right? Equity, meaning that everybody has an opportunity everybody has the same opportunities. That's where the equity comes in. And then inclusion, that no one feels like they're left out, right? Like everybody feels like they belong to the team, they belong to this organization. That's what DEI is.
Nice. Man, Ross, that was perfect.
I have my moments.
Anything to add to that? Like, would DEI also include not just people that look like Ross and I, but would they also include people that maybe look like you?
Me,
like,
not so
like
much,
women.
but like, yes, women,
Yeah.
yes. And it also includes different people that you might not, it includes classes of people you might not think about. So veterans returning from war who need workplace accommodations, women who had children and are returning to the workforce and need accommodations. Like, the idea is to make a more equitable workforce, but yeah.
Yeah, let me and real quick, you know what, shameless cheap little plug to the homie. That's all I gotta say right here. We gotta. I mean, it's probably backwards. I don't know if you guys see our
no. It looks good.
Is it okay? Daily practices of inclusive leaders. All right. Shout out to Jonathan Stutz. I mean, Eddie Pate as well. Eddie Pate and Jonathan Stutz. But shout out to Jonathan Stutz on this one.
That's your boy.
He's a good guy.
Along the lines of the mischief that I want to create.
Oh, go ahead.
Because now that we are saying, because he also rescinded an order from, I don't know, was it the 70s, whatever, that basically, like, you're not supposed to engage in hiring discrimination. Now that he has revoked that, I want every HR manager to openly discriminate against old white males. Don't hire them anymore. Done.
So yeah, that was the big thing. Don't discriminate against old white guys. Yeah, that'd be. I wish that would happen that way.
You could adopt a policy that says old white males don't need to apply, and apparently that's legal.
Who was the president that signed that? Is it?
Was it the 70s?
Lyndon B. Johnson or something like that?
It was in the 70s. It could have been harder.
70s, like 78, or
I think it was. I think it was President Ford.
No, my man.
Hold on, I think it was
University of Michigan zone.
Equal opportunity. I'm trying to find. Yeah, I don't know. I can't. I was just reading about this the other day, but what did happen? Was it like in 68 or was it in 78? Something. Anyways, I don't know how you repeal that. How you like sign that away?
It's
you know what I mean?
You just
You just stroke your pen.
Yeah, that's why the homie Joseph Robinette was catching so much flack. It was like, yo, just sign stuff away, and then we'll worry about it in the court. But come on, sign stuff away.
Yep.
Man.
Oh, guys, here's another shiny little moment of this past week. We actually have our first trans president because of the executive order he announced. He was female at birth, at conception. So now
hold on. Say that again.
First trans president. So I'm going to read the name of the executive order because it's just so Orwellian. Defending women from gender ideology extremism and restoring biological truth to the federal government. And that executive order mandates that there are only male and female assigned at birth genders. But he actually said that it's your gender at the time of conception. Because at the time of conception, there's no Y chromosome. There is no male. You start out X, and if you are so blessed, you get a Y.
Okay, so here I actually found it. So Trump revoked an anti-discrimination hiring rule, and it was Lyndon B. Johnson's executive order 11246 to be exact, and it was promoting affirmative action in federal contracting, and it was among the number of DEI policies targeted by, Donald Trump. I just don't get what would make it, the 60-year-old executive order.
Mm-hmm. It's got to go.
How does removing that improve quality of life? How does removing that make my eggs cheaper? I eat a lot of eggs. Eggs are very expensive. I bought an 18-pack of cage-free brown eggs for $8 and some change today.
Mm-hmm. Listen, our dear leader works in mysterious ways. All right? It's all going to work out. He's got a way.
I don't understand how any of, and let me bring this shout out to my boy Suku. All right, he is a truck driver. All right, and he actually, I'll share him on my IG, and I'll share him on our Instagram page. By the way, if you don't know that Get It How You Live has an Instagram page, go to Instagram for now while we're using that, I guess, because we're gonna have to probably move on from that, and whatever. But anyways, and follow us on Get It How You Live on Instagram. I share a lot of stuff on there, whatever. I think we all. I mean, you should have access to that too. No, maybe not.
I don't think so. I have access to the Facebook account, but I don't think I have access to. But I could be totally lying. Who knows?
All right. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I'll be sharing it. But yeah, he's a truck driver, drives across the country. And what he was saying in this video is that most of the stuff that he picks up is produce. And he went to pick up this time out in California, and they did not have enough produce for them to make it worth him, make it worth that truck drive or whatever. And I mean, I wonder why there's nobody around to pick the fruit, pick the vegetables, pick the produce or anything like that. Because either they're afraid of what's happening, or they've, I don't know, been rounded up, whatever it is. It's not a good look.
Listen, there were a lot of white people in Kansas who really wanted to be able to go pick heads of lettuce. Okay, so he's helping them. He's delivering on his promises.
Yeah,
were they really?
No.
I was gonna say,
come on, Ross.
Hey, you never know. Let me not talk about my thoughts on Kansas either. But
Oh, but it was Lyndon B. Johnson, by the way, LBJ. A 60-year-old executive order that he had signed long ago, and then Trump is just like, all right, we're done with this. And I was just kind of asking Emily, how does that lower the price of my eggs?
Yeah.
How does that lower the price of my groceries? What has anything that he's done, how has that helped?
Well,
anyone?
first of
us.
all,
How has that helped the common folk?
First of all, it's only been a week. Second of all,
hey man, he said
it ain't gonna help nobody. So let's make that clear. Let's make that clear. All right, it ain't gonna help nobody. But again, it's only been a week, so give him some time. Give him time.
But yeah, back to the DEI topic here. Emily, I know. I mean, like you've got some colleagues and friends that are being impacted by what's happening right now.
I have friends that are being impacted, but not from the DEI piece of it. They're getting impacted based on the freeze on federal assistance funding because they work for programs that are funded by those grant programs, or I have friends who work for the federal government and have gotten such confusing directives from higher ups that they don't know if their positions still exist at all, or if they're going to get paid. And then there's a 90-day review period that's going on. There's been no clarification about whether those people, like, they've gotten stop work orders. So if they're stopping work, okay, so are they furloughed? Because they didn't use the word furlough. Are they getting paid? Like, none of it has been clarified. And then I have several friends that work for federal government who have been on hybrid schedules for years and are now required to be back in 5 days a week just because he so says. But there's the people that are impacted up here are mostly the ones that work on federal programs that are generally trying to serve underserved populations. And all of that is in jeopardy now because of his freeze for, was it 90 days, 180 days, whatever it was, the freeze for federal loans and grants going out. So, like, that impacts anybody who works at the VA, who's trying to get home loans through the VA or other services. That impacts people who work in schools that receive grants, meal assistance, or otherwise. Like, there's a lot of trickle down that's happening to a lot of my friends, but it's all because the executive orders are so broad and so non-specific. Each agency is trying to figure out how to comply with the orders, and it's only been 5-6 days to figure it out. 3-4 days, business days to figure it out, right?
Ross,
even like the one order came out last night and was already challenged this morning. There are some lawyers working real hard with their
Heads is ready.
Yes.
Which order was that for?
The order that came out last night was the freeze on all federal
aid.
Money going out.
Yeah, people on Medicaid.
Right. That came out last night, and then lawyers filed today, and a judge put a very short-term block on it till I think the 3rd or the 6th or something like that. So, yeah.
Man, yeah. I wanted to ask Ross, I guess, like, how do you think this affects, or does it, in any way would affect, like, everybody else's regular jobs, like not federal jobs, right? Let's say just everyone else's regular 9-to-5 office job, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like, is this whatever they're doing over there, is that going to trickle down to us?
Well, so you have a situation where
private companies, right? I guess whatever.
Yeah, a lot of companies are federal contractors or have federal contracts, right? Like, you have a company like there's a company called GIHUL, and they are a consulting company. And so what they do is they offer their services to municipal, local and state governments for whatever in terms of help or work that government what do you call it? That department, that government, local government may need, right? That city government may need. And so those governments are funded by grants from the federal government, right? You have also big companies that provide professional services, kind of like my employer, and a lot of their clients would be what you would call a lot of their clients would be, you know, federal departments, right? Department of State, or maybe even we call it USAID, those departments. And so clearly that's federal funds. So with that stop, you have a lot of those companies. And even though those companies may be like Fortune 500 companies or just large companies in general, the people who work for them aren't made out of money. So now you were on this project, you were doing this, and because of that, then what ends up happening is you have to either, if your company is big enough, be placed to do something else and work on another initiative. But if you're one of the people who's a solo consultant, right? You know, you got a lot of people who just, you know what, I've been doing this for so long now, I could do it on my own. And so they just get these contracts, you know, every 6 months, every three months. Some people have these contracts that are for like 3 years, but that's what they do. Those people aren't necessarily the big companies that can afford to take that hit, right? Because it's like if you don't work, you don't get paid. And so, and you know, the federal government's not in the habit of paying people to not do anything, even if it's a cushy job, like they're doing something. And so, nah, man, like a lot of people could get affected in that manner.
He could also, if he wants to be real insidious. If he wants to be real insidious, like let's say some big company, IBM, whatever, some big government contracting company, Deloitte, all of them. Let's say they have a DEI initiative at their company, and I don't know if either of them do, right? Just for example purposes. He could get far more insidious and say, you can't even win government contracting if your company has those programs within your company.
Right.
He can, even though the executive orders that are being issued now relate to the federal government, but you can make that far more spread out by linking it to contract contingencies. Like you will not be approved for that contract if your company provides XYZ. Your company, you can't do it if you offer, I don't know, abortion services for your employees. Like you can get real big because there's no fundamental right to earn a government contract, right? So they can put all sorts of crazy contingencies on it if they really want to make those companies look more like the federal government that he wants the federal government to look like. Not to give them any ideas.
Awesome. 8 days in, and already a lot of confusion, a lot of destabilization happening by design. You know, shifting gears here to the immigration ICE thing now. So I guess I'm not sure if people are up to date with this because it just everything keeps happening so fast. You know, apparently they're allowed to enter schools now or wait outside schools, whatever it is, they're there, and churches as well. You know, throughout history, you know, you think the church is the one place like we would watch movies, right, Ross? I'm trying to think of.
I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean.
I'm trying to think of the movie. You know, like yo, they hide out in the church, right? Because it's like the mob can't touch you in the church. You know, what I mean, guys even church.
Even in Baltimore on The Wire, you know what I'm saying? Nothing goes down on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect the Sunday rule.
There's a certain level of respect there. Right, exactly. Right. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows, like, yo, you don't, and a school is the other one. A school is the other one. A lot of, you know, schools are a lot of shelters, emergency, evacuation shelters and stuff like that are in schools. Like, you know, you think, because kids are off limits. All right. Like, yo, don't mess with the kids. Don't mess with the wife, you know, but the business and me, whatever it is, you know, it's fair play. But you think your kids are going to be safe, you know, at least in school.
Listen, he was down with Epstein, so
bro.
So I gotta say about that.
He's on those flight logs. How come nobody? Come on, man. People want to talk about flight logs.
Hold on. A lot of people are on those flight logs.
Hold
Not
on.
yours
Allegedly.
truly.
No,
Not yours truly. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't got flight log money.
But a lot of people on those flight logs, so we got to tread carefully on that one, or not. You know, I don't
Allegedly.
care, but
Allegedly.
Allegedly,
I'm just saying.
We're good. I got the disclaimer scrolling on the bottom for for us. Shout out to Paul for making sure all this was user friendly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's man.
I actually think you guys are getting it way more, but yesterday, Silver Spring, Maryland, like right outside of DC.
Yeah, my boy used to live there.
So there were reports that ICE agents were standing right outside the metro exit and just pulling anybody that they thought could potentially not be documented. I don't know, like that, like started coming across all my group chats and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, they're there. But I haven't seen if there were any arrests or roundups or verification of it, but it's like, all right, cool. That's going to be happening now all the time. And I think Florida's getting it a lot because DeSantis is like, welcome in, fellas. Like, let's go.
Yeah, he tried to call a special session, but then he got smacked down by the oligarchy.
What are you doing?
Yeah, all the
who do you think is providing for all this? Who do you think? And that's why, like, it boggles my mind, right? And I mean, these people, right, have all these things, but I mean, they don't do any of the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't do any of the work. Like, this man's got his names on buildings all across the world. He couldn't put tile down for you if you paid him as much as he claims to be worth for him to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, you gotta think about that too, because this whole thing, you guys, like the settler colonial project that we call the United States of America, has been built on exploitation. It doesn't matter who's been exploited at this point, right? But that's what it's been built on. And so the idea that, we're going to chase these people out, and those are the people that you've been exploiting for the better part of the last 50 years to get a lot of this shit done. We'll see how it ends, but somebody should have given it more thought.
Should have given it more thought. That's exactly what they don't do. They're not thinking about any of that,
right? Our man Elon, right, was like, yo, they're smarter than you. Like, we're gonna go with somebody who's gonna cost less and still be able to do what you do because they do it better than you. And that's what's about to happen, right? Like, you're like, go ahead.
Wasn't it more Vivek? Was more like
the homie
Ramaswamy.
And then he picked off a Doge. And like, he was like, you guys are the dumb ones. That's why we have to bring in the immigrants. And he was promptly booted.
Listen, MAGA's going MAGA. MAGA's going MAGA.
I don't like that. Go away.
The South Africans going to have to watch out too.
Oof. Well,
I don't know. Seems to be doing just fine.
Yeah, now he is. But trust, what we know about now 47, what we know about him is he don't like to share the spotlight.
Oh, agreed.
And if you starting to get a little too much of that spotlight, you're gonna get let go.
I think we should refer to Musk as co-president Musk in everything. All the time.
And like muskrat, but we'll do
muskrat. Sure. If even one good thing happens under the Trump administration, it's like credit to Elon. Like, Trump's head will explode from the narcissistic injury.
I don't want JD Vance taking things over either, though. That's another thing.
Speaking of JD Vance, did you see my man when the Rev was giving President Trump the business?
And the bishop, the church bishop,
and then JD
speech
Vance
about mercy.
And then he was trying to like nudge his wife, like he was kind of looking at his wife, like, "Yo, you hear this dude?" And homegirl was like, "Fam, I am not with you right now." She was not having it. She was like, "You better listen to that man." Yeah, it's about to be an interesting 4 year. What's her name? Usha.
I don't know, man.
Usha.
They call me US VANCE. What are they gonna do with me? I don't know.
Yeah, that's you saw what happened with Vivek, and he got money,
bro.
So
there's been reports that a lot of these ICE raids have been happening in New Jersey, even like right in Jersey City, Union City, Newark, Chicago. There was a school where they tried to intimidate a bunch of teachers and get in there and kind of hold these kids hostages. Yeah, I you know, why so emboldened to go into a church and a school and a children's school? You know what I mean?
Just to let everybody know, that's an intimidation tactic. Why not? That's an intimidation tactic. Yo, nobody's safe. I'm coming in, rule of law, and this is, oh, you think you're going to go to church? Fuck you. Fuck your God. We going in there. Oh, your kids? Well, what do they call them? Anchor babies, or
anchor babies, yeah.
Or your children who came here undocumented. Because, you know, there's this fear. So that's the problem. There's this fear that we're running out of resources, right? Like there's this fear that they are taking what's mine. But at the end of the day, it's like, nah, man, ain't nobody taking what's yours. You never really had anything. And if unfortunately, like I know we talk a lot about we talk about like the Russian interference in our elections or in our so-called democracy. The United States does the same thing to these countries. You see some cat out here from Honduras, you don't think he wants to be back home chilling? Yeah, he does. But because of some certain policies that we have, it's messing up the shit that they got going on at home. So nah, it's a sad situation. But at the end of the day, like these people are worried about the wrong things. These people are worried about the wrong things, and unfortunately, it's the less fortunate of our society who are paying the price for
it. I think it's such a bold fuck you, what are you gonna do about it move, because what people expected him to do was to go, okay, anybody with criminal convictions, okay, anybody with pending criminal charges, okay, there was sort of a hierarchy of like, these are the people that like, well, that the rest of society will be least sympathetic to. He was deeply unpopular when he was separating families the first time, so everybody thought that's not where he was going to start in the order of priorities because it doesn't engender goodwill. But instead he's like, no, broad spray. We're doing it all. I don't care. It's a total fuck you move.
Go into where the MS-13 gangs are at. You know what I mean? Why don't you do that? Why don't they go there? Like, you know, the stories that I'm hearing.
No, in his racist mind, every little kid who's undocumented here is a future MS-13 kid. So get them out now, right?
Like the stories that I'm hearing, the videos that are coming out, you know, the stories that are coming out. I mean, they're literally rounding up people that have been here for 30 plus years, have been contributing to society. Undocumented immigrants, like it or not, they pay taxes. I don't know if people knew that or not. They pay into the system that they get no benefit from.
Right. They are beneficial to the economy.
Like it's something like $90 billion or something, right? Last year, something crazy. I got to look up the number again, but it's insane the amount of money that they put into the system, knowing fully well they're not getting any kind of benefit from it. And, you know, here we are rounding up people that haven't committed any crime. They're not dangerous to society. I saw this video. Bro, they rounded up in Puerto Rico. This gentleman who's from the Dominican Republic. He had been there for 30 years. He was working there, owned a business, and had worked there hard and did it. And like the people that they're interviewing, they're all saying they were just all in shock. One lady's like in tears. She's like, I don't understand why they're doing this to him. He's never done anything wrong. He's been here for 30 years. He's worked hard. And then she keeps saying, she's like, now I understand if he was a criminal. She's saying this all in Spanish. She's like, I understand if he committed some sort of crime. Like I would be the first one. I would be the first one to to call it out and be like, yes, get rid of this guy, send him back. Like, he's a criminal. He's no good to society, but the guy's contributing member to society, doing everything that he's supposed to do the right way, except what? I guess he doesn't have papers.
Papers. Yeah. Well, that's again, like, the people who are going to end up paying for this, and unfortunately, like, that's who it's easier to catch. You know what I'm saying? It's like, Guy Philippe, okay, he's still here. All right, let's go get him. Meanwhile, Guy's been like a productive member of society. Brother's working, 2 kids, a dog, all of that, doing his thing. He's been here 30, 40 years, but because that's the real, like, the MS-13 member, do you think that person's documented at all? Do you think they know where to find them? Because they over here, they under the law. But no, let's go after the people. Let's go after the people who are not going to try and fight back, right? Some guy who's just been working, some lady who's just been trying to take care of this or trying to take care of that. So
Colombians were hot yesterday for 24 hours.
For a second.
For a quick second, and then they backed off. I guess Trump tried to send a plane of migrants over there.
Oh, that was that tweet, right?
Yes. And they're like, yeah, we're not going to take this plane. What are you doing? You got to treat our citizens like humane, like people here, citizens of the earth.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So they caved. They eventually caved, after Trump's threats of tariffs, 25% tariff,
it was a
50% tariff. Yeah. Something like that.
And then they caved. Yeah. So, which is what he's just going to do. He's going to do that to everybody.
And it's just all these Latinos for Trump, right? Like, like, you've been here for so long, right? Even the Venezuelans, right? Latinos for Trump, right? All of them that are like, are they safe? Because I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares at all.
Puerto Ricans aren't even safe, and they've been U.S. citizens since 1917.
Not even Puerto Ricans.
The new executive order.
In Newark, New Jersey, or Union City. They detained a military personnel. Like, he was a veteran. Like,
you see?
Like, it's crazy. It's like, he served this country. He's obviously American. He's a citizen. Like, what is going on? And they still hold him up, detain him up. It's just
you got cats who, I remember, and that was like a few years ago. There was a guy who worked for CPB, Border Patrol, CBP, Customs and Border Patrol, and he was of Mexican descent. And one day they came for him because he didn't know that his parents were undocumented, so he was undocumented. And there you have it. So you probably got cats right now doing this type of work who don't know that mom and dad came here on some.
I mean, like, birthright citizenship, but for goodness sake, birthright. Like, how being, whose parents weren't born here, right? How would you vote for something like that? You get what I'm saying? Like, how would you vote for the removal of that, knowing that your citizenship is because of that?
Well, again, like that, it's part of the American story, though. Like, you come to these United States, you assimilate, and so now, to be sure that you're one of us, you have to show that you're not one of them, and so that's that's an age-old story. I got mine. Y'all better get yours.
It's just bananas to me, though. Like, bananas to me. Excuse me. I should hit the mute button. I got a mute button for that. And I kind of want to move along here because I let's keep it tight. I know, Ross, you got
I got things
going on. We got things to do.
Things to do.
You know, before we get to the Get It How You Live segment, I would be remiss if I did not bring up probably the biggest gaslighting signal we've seen in a while during the inauguration celebration with our boy Muskie over here doing a total Nazi Sieg Heil salute or whatever.
You mean the Roman salute that's never been in any Roman history book at all?
And then seeing the cowardice of people not willing to call it out like it is, seeing the cowardice of people trying to justify it, trying to say that he said from his heart. No. Seeing these videos of people doing that, but not exactly what he did, because they know what he did was a Nazi salute, so they're not going to do that exactly. You know, who was it on CNN called out? I forget the guy's name. Who's the guy on CNN? I don't even know what his name is. But she's like, if you don't think it was bad, you do it right now, right?
Homegirl, it was Homegirl called him out because the dude was like, "Oh yeah, no, I wasn't." And then she was like,
he says that we should like, what is this gaslighting that's going on? Like, I personally know somebody that said that to me, that said, "Oh no, he said it was from his heart." I was shocked.
People are losing their jobs now for like redoing the video to be like, "Oh no, that was from his heart," and they're doing videos, and now they're losing their jobs. There's been like 10 people that have lost their jobs for it.
You're kidding me? Yes,
I'm not even kidding you.
Okay,
however,
cool. Like, it's illegal to do that in Germany. It's illegal to do that in Germany. In Australia, if these guys start getting together, I saw this. Like, the cops don't even let them in the city. They round them up and arrest them right before. Like, no, you can't do this. Go ahead, Emily. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, I was gonna say that's actually not the biggest gaslight, in my opinion, from the inauguration. The biggest gaslight, in my mind, was when he called out to Elon, and he said that Elon knows these computers better than anybody.
Oh my
All
goodness.
those computers, those vote counting computers, and we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Both of those.
Did you just tell us you committed voter fraud? And all of us were just like, well, I guess that's what happened. Like, and all of us are just like, well, the Democrats can't be the ones that are calling voter fraud, because then we're just as bad as them. And none of the Democrats.
I can call voter fraud. I'm going to call voter fraud.
Okay. It's been 9 days since his election, and there's been no cohesive message on what to do with that statement. We're all just like, well, we'll look like conspiracy theorists too, so we can't do that. I guess we do nothing.
No, because it was overshadowed by the Nazi salute, and then him literally going to a Nazi rally in Germany the very next day to support that, whatever that neo-Nazi far right party or whatever that's over there. I wish they would dive into more of both of those, like, because they both have to do with this crazy maniac who's trying to sway elections in Europe as well and interfering in those. Like Trump pretty much admitted, when in that comment there with the voting machines, the counting voting machines in Pennsylvania. What?
This whole
we fought a war about this stuff, man. We I saw this video of a World War II vet barely hanging on for his life, and he just breaks down crying. This little old man, because he's like he literally said the horrors that we saw and the things that we went through for this not to happen. Like, I never thought I'd see it come again in my lifetime.
Well,
where are we as a society where 50% of us are like, yeah, that's normal, that wasn't what it looked like it was, and then the other 50% just doesn't really want to hold anybody accountable for it. Is that a fair question to ask? I don't even know.
But is it really, number one, is it really 50%?
No.
Okay.
Let's say it's like what, maybe 38.
Okay. I'll
Let's be
give you
realistic.
38.
Give me
No, I'll give
38.
you 38.
Yeah.
So that's number one. And then number two,
And then let's say a solid, I'll go 42, maybe 44. And then the rest are the problem. The rest are the ones that are like, are in the way of the accountability being held. I think those are the extreme gaslighters. That percentage that's enough. It's a small percentage, you think, but it's enough of a percentage to infiltrate the 44% of the good.
So you give me all kinds of numbers. This is reminiscent of fuzzy math.
So this is like that Big Papa Pump promo from back in the day. You see, on a good day, you might have a 25% chance of beating me.
So then my other question is then, are we then going to be like, yo, can't believe people voted for this dude, or are we gonna say, yo, this dude rigged the machines? Like, which one is it?
I mean, both. Can two things be true at the same time? Can two things be right at the same time?
Sure, but I mean, if we're giving the bulk of the blame to, are we giving the bulk?
Because let's say like he didn't really win by a landslide like he claims. Keep saying it was a landslide victory.
Nah, it was like 3 million people.
Thank you. Enough.
Enough to
the voting machines. Enough for a voting machine in a state to be rigged, right? Enough to sway the vote.
So I know we got to roll out. I got to roll out.
Yeah. No. I feel you.
But I will say this: like my beef is not even with the people who voted. Y'all already know who my beef is with, and it's forever going to be with the Democratic Party, because they didn't want to grow the electorate, right? What was his name? Chuck Schumer. What was his name? I know his name. Chuck Schumer, right? 2016, after Trump got elected, what'd he say? He was like, well, we're willing to lose, voters in Philadelphia if it means we're going to gain voters in rural Pennsylvania. And so there you go. So it didn't work. Like in 2020, we had things just stacked up. You had things just stacking up against that man. So he lost that election. But in 2024, right, you refusing to grow the electorate, you refusing to move a little more to the left, but keep on moving to the right. There you have it, right? She lost Pennsylvania. She lost Wisconsin, right? Why? Because we weren't trying to move to the left. So yes, I'm with you. But when we look at the amount of people who went to vote, when we look at all these things, I don't blame the voters. I'm always like, yo, what are y'all doing? And I feel like we're back to that. Like every election, whether they win or not, the Democrats, because there are only two parties, that's a whole nother issue. I have beef with the duopoly as well. But we can't blame third parties this time around. They barely got 1% of the vote, right? But y'all, and I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about that party that we seem to keep affiliating ourselves with. They didn't really give a fuck about us, right? Like they already know we got these people. All right, let's try and get these people that are to the right and try to bring them in. Man, they ain't trying to get saved. You ain't got the same message, Chuck.
I blame these social media influencers who are trying to get everybody to vote third party or not vote at all. That's great. Being a hater.
That's a symptom, not a cause.
Yeah. So, you're right. You're right.
Like the Democratic Party has lost people en masse because they don't have a message that resonates with ordinary people. We just spent 20 minutes going, how could anybody be that was from an immigrant family, how could they have voted for Trump? That is mind-boggling. But then it ignores the fact that there are lots of people that are legitimately concerned about the status of our immigration system and wanted some change to it and didn't feel like the Democrats were doing enough. I think they were wrong. I think we have a huge messaging problem. If you actually look at what Obama and Biden were doing, I think that it was more productive than what Trump is trying to do, but we did not convince people of that. And so here we are. But like at the end of the day, like, do I actually think he won Pennsylvania because Elon went in and changed the machines? No. But the fact that like that was a statement that was announced and we were just like, meh, and did nothing. Like we do not have a cohesive message. We do not have a cohesive theme. We're not prosecuting the case in a cohesive way. Like, and we're just gonna play whack-a-mole on like, can you believe this crazy story? Can you believe that crazy story? Unless we actually get aligned on where to focus our energies. Yes, Elon did Heil Hitler. That was wackadoo. But is it where we need to be channeling our outrage? Like, is there better places to channel our outrage? If that is the place to channel our outrage, then let's do it. And let's do it comprehensively so it actually is a resounding thing. But right now, Democrats are not aligned on anything on how to respond to him. Like, we have no strategy whatsoever.
And
my
man Ross,
ain't had a
before you go.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Oh, facts. You got a maybe you got a little get how you live for us, maybe.
So y'all were talking about the gaslighting going on in the inauguration, and I just thought, like, what about the homie, the Reverend Lorenzo Saul, who from Detroit? I know y'all saw him up there, doing his rendition of the Martin Luther King speech. And as soon as that was over, what did my man do for us? He dropped a meme coin because now it's time to cash in on all of it. So this Get It How You Live goes out to the great Reverend Lorenzo Saul, who never missed an opportunity to make some money. And so, yeah, man, dropping that meme coin.
Dropped a meme coin?
He dropped a meme coin, son. Dropped a meme coin for the building fund. You know, the church needs a lot of renovations. You know, we need
the Reverend.
The Reverend Lorenzo Saul. Saul. It's not Saul. Penay Saul. Yeah, it's spelled like Penay Saul last name. So
well, like SUAL or something.
Saul. No, SEWELL. Lorenzo.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't know how to. Yeah, I can't say that word. Soul.
That guy.
Swell.
Him. TJ Hushmanzada. Yeah, that guy.
These men human fantasy.
Mine. Yeah, man. Homie dropped a meme coin. And you know, gotta get the church fund right. So y'all look him up. Maybe buy some of the meme coins. You know what I'm saying? Help.
Yeah, I'm good.
Renovate the church, the house of the Lord.
Trump dropped the meme coin. We forgot about that too.
No,
that's another thing.
We're trying to forget about it.
I know, man.
And Melania.
Yeah, mate. Oh my goodness.
Listen.
Did you see the official White House photo for her? It's actually pretty good.
No.
It's actually. I'm a hater all the time, but it's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
is she wearing the hat, the Hamburglar hat?
She's looking real business lady in charge, even though she got
that shit on. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay.
You know what? Shout out to Paul again, because if he was here, he would have had all these things queued up for us and ready to go. So you know what? We're sorry, everybody, if you're watching us on YouTube. This episode does not have a lot of the usual pictures and you know, stuff that's going on in there, because I just I forgot.
And that's her White House.
Yeah, her White House portrait.
Are you seeing it? Do you see it?
I'm trying to peep. Yeah. She's like this is me, yo. I run this.
Oh man.
I just got
the Washington Monument in the background.
Yep. She looks. I mean, I hate to pay her a compliment, but you know, here I am.
Yeah. Got the suit on. Yo, shut up. No, I won't shout her out. No, I can't do that.
I like think of the side by side with Michelle Obama and her, because Michelle Obama's portrait is like gorgeous, right? But they're so like, they are actually very reflective of the way they see the world.
Yeah. Yo, y'all peep how Michelle been incognito at all these events?
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Mm.
Love it so much.
I do too.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and it's for the obvious reasons, right? That's
my type of petty.
Okay. I like it.
That's my type of petty.
I like it. Give me some shout outs.
Oh, you know what? I didn't really think of shout outs. I don't have anybody.
No. Yeah, you know what? I'm
shout
gonna shout
out
out
the
Miss Connie.
faithful few.
Yeah, F&F. Shout out Miss Connie. Shout out.
She doesn't listen anymore after your
Natalia.
jokes.
What do you mean?
Why do you think Natalia is listening to this?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, children of all ages.
Hey.
Nope.
Hey.
Nope.
Oh,
and this
Ross.
has been a pretty tame episode, so word.
Yeah.
Listen, nothing I say would have upset my mom, but I'm just saying she stopped listening.
Yo, my shout out goes out to Michelle Obama Robinson. Yeah. This one goes out to you. She, the type of person to be like, oh, word, Jimmy Carter died. We're going to the funeral. Who all gonna be there? Nah. You got that one, B. You got that one, B. I ain't going.
Like,
so,
well,
shout out to her.
George W. is gonna be there. Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's it. You think homeboy gonna be there? Because you don't say his name. You just say homeboy. Who? Your boy.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're gonna be there.
What I want to know is, what I want to know is what they he and ha about secretly there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's that presidential shit.
Yep.
He just leaned over. He was like,
that's that presidential. That's that
player, ha. That's funny, ha. I'm like, what's so funny? I would have been like, what's so funny? I would not have even laughed. I would have just. You give him the dirty stank eye look.
That looks like a genuine laugh to me.
It was.
Probably caught him off guard.
No, he didn't.
That's why.
No, well, here's the thing. That's that presidential shit, babe.
But Donald Trump is a funny guy sometimes. Like,
word.
I don't know, man.
He's like
he's a racist, awful
he's like frat
human,
boy funny. He's like,
son, when you've sat in that chair, there are only a certain amount of people, and I think I could count them all in one hand right now in this world, who know what it's like to be in that chair. And so there are certain things that you can share with one another that nobody else will understand. And sometimes that shit is funny, son.
Whack. Oh man. I forgot what I was gonna say. Shout outs. Let me get some shout outs. Shout outs. LA Insurance.
There you go.
What, man? I had
He's like, let's keep this going.
I had it. Ray, no, my bad. Alan, Charles, Ray, Alan, all the homies out there. He's in Detroit now. Shout out. Let's see. In the D, baby. I love Detroit. You guys know how I feel about that place. Shout out to Todd, Random Thoughts and Best Regards. Shout out to Paul and Balls in Your Court, Paul and Cortez. Shout out to Long Shot Bar and Billiards, located out in the Four Corners area. They got a billion TVs and like 12 pool tables. They got karaoke. Holler at your boy Mo. Holler at your boy Harold. Holler at your boy Alex out there. Well, I don't know if Alex is out there much. He's a family man now, and I don't know what else he's doing. He's doing some weird thing, but whatever. I'm just gonna mumble a lot.
You need to talk to Alex, B.
Man, I did. It's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough. Big pharma, big pharma and the corrupt media. Like I can't handle those conversations because I just feel like anybody that says things like that don't know exactly what they're talking about. Like what big pharma is and like, the media is like.
He might not be wrong. Your man just signed the paperwork, and now big pharma about to raise all these prices. You know what I'm saying?
There are some truths. And that's the tough thing, right? With these topics, because there are some
50%, yo. Those are actually worse. Yeah.
To this, okay, there are truths to some of these things. Like, yes, we know the date. Like, but yeah, there is big pharma. I get it. I get that these corporations don't care about us and just want to maximize profit. Hence the Luigi, Mangione coming about. We get it,
talked
okay?
about Luigi.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad thing, though.
Free Luigi. Nah, we might talk about him later on. We'll see what happens because he's fallen out of the media, and I think that's a bad thing. We might bring him back our next show just for a couple minutes. But
we don't need Luigi's, we need Wario's.
Whatever. I want them both. I don't care.
Y'all gonna have to put me on to Wario.
Yeah, me too, but I don't know. I like him already. I forgot where I was going. Anyways, shout outs. Shout outs to Parker. Shout outs to Chris and Saba.
Word.
Shout out. I know his lovely wife has a podcast of her own. I should have remembered the name before I mentioned it.
Look at you over here pulling it up.
Like a wellness. It's like a wellness. Oh my goodness. And whatever. Saba, don't hate me, man. I got you guys. I'm gonna find out next time I got you. Who else am I forgetting, man? It might be. Oh, shout out to Ashley, the homie, because she listens. So she's a new FNF. She played us at her mammogram appointment. I believe the doctors put
whatever it takes to get you through, baby girl. Whatever it takes to get you through.
Shout out.
Glad we made the cut.
She's my whole girl Ashley, and her boyfriend John. Shout out to John too, because I'm sure he's probably heard.
Those
but it's all good.
Those appointments are very intrusive, and so shout out to her for finding some solace. And to get it how you live, definitely one of the faithful few.
You know what I mean? I got the QR code for the shirts, but I got to come up. We're gonna have to redo the logo too, man. I kind of like Ross.
Why do you have to redo the logo?
Because it's just the two of us now, three of us, whatever. But I do like.
It's only been like 4 years, but okay.
Hey, what I'm just. I get around to it. All right, I get around to
it. Better late than never.
Yeah.
I do like a white Ross Harry Potter picture.
We got to talk to your therapist about that.
Bro, the picture. It's just so funny to me, man. It's a YouTube cover picture, but it's just the funniest thing. It's like if Ross was Harry Potter, it's perfect. Oh man. Anyways, it won't look anything like that though. I don't want to get sued by anybody, J.K. Rowling or whatever. Is that her name?
I think it's a nom de pen, like a nom de plume. I don't think that's her real name, but yeah.
All right, yeah, whatever.
But you're right, J.K. Rowling. Yeah, apparently she has some very interesting views on.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, yeah. I'm not ready to talk about her yet. Sheesh. Or her tweets or whatever she comes out with sometimes. But man, I think that's it. Did I forget any other shout out? Did I shout out Parker? Shout out your Parker, yes. The goofy Parker too, right?
I did 26. Parker, but yes, he is 26. God, Ross, your memory. So good.
I do what I can.
Whatever, man. Your memory. Give me a break. Don't
be a hater. It's not a good look for
I'll be with him tomorrow to blow some glass.
Hey.
This is for you, Ross. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Follow us on YouTube. I gotta, do the whole like and subscribe thing, right? Nah, why not? Follow us on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Spotify. Anywhere else you
rate us and review us. Give us 5 stars.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Even on our Facebook page for now. I don't know about Meta, but this. I hate how you guys are dancing with the
I'm so ready for the remix.
Oh my goodness.
You started it. It's on you.
What Kendrick needs to do is he needs to bring him on stage in New Orleans.
No.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
There's probably gotta be nobody from New Orleans in there anyway, so maybe not. But that's what
I'm just waiting for the chorus. That's it. I'm just waiting for the hook. Because this is too many verses before you get to the hook. How many bars he got?
Hey, he got bars.
Like 32? He's not even saying he spent 48 bars?
Don't be mad because the homie got bars.
He made sure I make it farther.
Go ahead, Lonzo.
Wow. Is this it? Can we leave?
Why didn't you cue it up?
You know what? Good night, everybody. Peace, guys. We'll talk to you guys next time. Yeah.
Get up with me and I'ma show you how that go. Like the money in my